Hey there, amazing ones. Thank you so much for taking the time to let me share with you something that I've seen. It's a framework that I think is helpful that and underline this DEI work in terms of if we have to change the words, right? Because of of pushback in different places. And I think it gives us a little bit of understanding. So I'm going to just simply dig in here. I'm going to share my screen with you all. And hopefully you can see that. All right. So what we've got is what I'm going to talk to you about is a framework for value systems and development and how they develop. And so there's the field name is the red, blue, orange, green. And what that, thinking about that rose-colored glasses effect, if I put on red glasses, everything looks red. If I put on blue colored glasses, then everything looks blue. And we view ourselves and our world through these different frameworks, these different frames, these different lenses that we view the world. And we kind of can't help it. We're not aware that we're wearing glasses until somebody helps us see that we are. And I think this will be helpful. So let me just go through these categories real quick. Oh, a word about the categories. Categories are so helpful in science because insects are a certain set of species. They have 6 legs and head, thorax, abdomen, the 3 body parts. And mammals have give birth to live young. They've got fur or hair, and they're endothermic or warm-blooded. And so by categorizing, we can learn so much. And science has advanced so far, but we need to remember that nobody wants to be in a box in terms of people, so they're helpful for study. But let's face it, the duck-billed platypus is a mammal with fur and endothermic, but it lays eggs. So recognizing we want to be helpful and learning, we don't want to be restrictive and put people in boxes. So just that category. I'm going to go through 3 of these categories. So regarding the value framework, so red tends to be egocentric. It's all about me. I must be in charge. Blue tends to be ethnocentric. In other words, it's not just about me, it's about my people as well. And my people are better than those people over there. It's about my people and my group and people who are like me and my country and my political power or political party, etc. Okay. Orange tends to be world centric, and people of science and materialism and their self in a way, how I can get my needs met. But if we invest ourselves in science and materialism, if I can taste it, touch it, see it, right, hear it, smell it, if I can measure it, it's real. So that's what materialism is. Um, but if I can do this, nobody has to be limited because we can just go ahead and science and technology can help everybody become their autonomous self. And then green is world centric. It's all about harmony and unity and egalitarianism and relativism and those sorts of things. So that's the value framework: egocentric, ethnocentric, world centric. So polyvagal theory is kind of the science about when do I feel safe? When does my nervous system perceive inside and outside that, oh, I'm really safe? And when does it perceive that I'm safe with these people? So it's the study of that. So using those words, Red says, hey, you know what? I feel safest when I have my immediate gratification of my needs are met, when I can fight for what I want, when I don't have to trust others, when I can be action oriented. That's when I feel really safe to be in charge of my life. Ethnocentric, or the blue ethnocentric, says, I feel safe when the world is well ordered, purposeful, subject to divine laws. The evil is punished, the good is rewarded. And we all have this in us, at least my experience is, because I mean, how many of us enjoy those police procedural dramas, right? Where the crime happens and by the end it's all resolved and the bad people are punished, right? We all feel comfortable in that. We all have these parts in us. So that's what blue, well ordered. And orange, I feel safe when my life is full of choices and opportunities and can be understood by rational thinking. When I'm autonomous and I have the technology I need to get my needs met. Green says, I feel safest when the world is a shared community for all, when it's egalitarian, when it's relativistic, when we understand one another and we're not just all this black and white thinking, when we have tolerance and deep understanding for one another. That's when I feel safe. So you can see these different frameworks and how that works. So moral development, we can see these categories in the moral development categories of Lawrence Kohlberg. So red tends to be pre-conventional, using their own interests and desires as a basis for moral decisions. Blue tends to think conventional morality. When people follow societal standards and expectations for moral decisions, everything's good. That's what happens there. Post-conventional, or oranges, tends to be post-conventional social contracts, considering the rights and needs of others when making moral decisions. So think of the 60s was in a turmoil because we were coming out of blue with, well, all of this structure and everything else. And orange comes in and says, what we want is people should be able to do what they want. I should be able to do what I want as long as I don't hurt anybody else, right? And that kind of also is a thing for green of post-conventional, but it's mutual respect as a universal principle. So the concept of I should be able to do whatever I want as long as I don't hurt anybody else, then I am being moral. Right? So that green and a little bit of orange really fried the brains of blue structure and order and caused that. Now, the reason why I think this is helpful to DEI, because I believe most of the pushback against diversity, equity, and inclusion is coming from people with blue-colored glasses. They're ethnocentric. It's about my people, and it's hierarchical. It's well-ordered, purposeful, and it's conventional. We follow the rules and things like that. Whereas kind of green is saying, hey, no, we need to have mutual respect for everybody matters, right? And if you love who you love. What's the big deal? Those sorts of things. And so if we're gonna help transform this DEI stuff into something that won't get as much pushback, I think we have a little bit of it would benefit us to have a little deeper understanding of these different frameworks and go a little bit deeper into their understanding, especially the blue framework. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this. You all are awesome. I love working with you.